homeless to healthy. So I'm not just gonna do a bunch of exercising stuff. I'm gonna show you guys some cool stuff that you may or may not know. But on top of all that, talk about random stuff that's inside my head, man. Maybe motivate you guys enough too. Like, I think there's 70% of Americans are overweight. Some of them are even obese. I think I look more overweight than what I am. I think the camera adds 10 pounds to me. Now, I'm not just saying that. I'm 230, 6 foot. I know that when I'm at 190, 200, that's when I look the best. So 30, 40 pounds. Theoretically, I could lose that pretty quick, I think, if I just stay consistent. I think being consistent with anything is always the best way. Well, the way that you don't fail. Excuse me. The only way you really fail is when you stop trying. So, like, let's say you suck at baseball, and you're like, you know what? I'll never become, major leagues. Well, one sure way to make sure that never happens, like one major way to make sure that you don't go to the majors, is if you put the bat down. You know, when you fall, you gotta get back up. So some of the stuff I want to talk about, why I walk. Maybe I motivate you enough to take a walk later. You want to listen to this while you're walking as well. I'm going to be doing a lot more than that. I'm lifting some homeless weights. And whether you think that you don't have money for dumbbells or you can't lift heavy objects, it's incorrect. Wait till I show you guys what I've been planning. So nonetheless, sometimes I can be a pirate on the internet, and if you guys understand what that means by being a pirate, is watching movies that are still in the theater. I like to talk about Beetlejuice. I think that is what a letdown. So I'm not going to spoil anything if you've never seen that movie, Beetlejuice. But I will tell you that Winona Ryder's character sucks. Whatever directing stuff that they told her of, like, how she should play herself, is not the Lydia that we know from Beetlejuice 1, right? So like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. I would say the same thing about Beetlejuice himself. He wasn't acting like himself, wasn't being funny. All the movie stuff that was in there was literally like, it looked like fake props, looked like crap, you know. I feel as though that they wrote the movie really, really horribly. Like, felt like a rush job. Felt like nobody did any of that talking character stuff, where they went ahead and was like, Lydia, you were the gothic, outspoken, weird young lady, and her new character looks like she's scared all the time, and she's always talking with so much concern. And the person who's supposed to be her husband is laying some lame-ass game on her that I think the real Lydia would have never let a dude like that get close to her. Then also in the movie, so this is not a spoiler. Like I said, I'm not going to ruin the movie for anybody. It's worth watching, but I think it sucks compared to the first one. So if it didn't have a first one, you watch it, you'd be like, okay, this is all right. I'll tell you the scenes that bugged me the most, though. The scene where, okay, so Lydia's daughter in the movie is the actress that plays Wednesday from that Netflix Addams Family show, I think. And she looks extremely young in there. I understand she's over 20 years old now. However, though, she's supposed to be a kid. She's supposed to be like 14, 15 years old, I believe, something like that, like middle school or high school, something silly. At the end of the movie, with like towards the very end, for no reason at all that has nothing to do with the plot, she gives birth to Beetlejuice baby, and this is like a beetle baby. Kind of look like a messed up version of Baby Yoda from that Disney show. And there was no need for that. The only need that I think that they thought of is a stupid, lame idea, so they can sell merchandise of a beetle baby, Beetlejuice baby or whatever. That same baby came out of Winona Ryder's character at one point too, when she got afraid of like marrying Beetlejuice, something stupid like that. At least that came from a grown woman. Why the hell you got a beetle baby coming out of somebody who's supposed to be playing a little kid, man? That came off creepy. The cosmetic parts is There was a the dude who used to play Lydia's father. He's like missing the top half of his body, basically. And he's talking the whole time. It looks fake as hell. He ain't got no face, he ain't got no voice box. There was no need to even have that person in that film. The character's stupid. I mean, he was cool in the first one, but after the charges he got, he can't be in the second one. That's why they did what they did. So, man. And I got allergies too. My nose looks a little bit red. I think from being homeless and sleeping under the bench, and all the cut grass and all the walking I've had to do. You know, my nose is, I was sneezing a lot yesterday as well. So that's Beetlejuice. Next movie I would like to talk about is good old The Deliverance. Now, from my understanding, that came from like a Netflix special, or a Netflix show or whatever, or a Netflix movie, excuse me. Man, excuse me while I'm burping. I don't mean to be rude like that. It's just walking, I got a stomach full of water. I was like splashing around. But yeah, the movie The Deliverance, I had heard people talking about it, and then I saw somebody did I was watching a video. I can't remember what the hell the video was about, but it was on YouTube. And on the video, they're talking about how like some girl smelled bad or something like that, and they had a cut scene of this disgusting looking demon sniffing around and saying, "I could smell your nappy." And then I can't say the word, but "I could smell your nappy." And so I said, what the hell is this? What in the world, bro? What in the world is this demon thing? And why the hell she say something so nasty? And it's so mature, it's funny. So I had to go to Google and search up what in the world movie that has some crazy lady saying, you know, if you've never seen it, I probably sound stupid as hell, but if you have seen it, you'd be like, "Yo, Alien, I felt the same way, bro. Dap me up in the comments section. Show them how to get down one time for the one time." All right, but nonetheless, I'm a little bit more energetic. I'm thinking like videos like this, I could probably do every single day, because I need to get in shape. I need to get more healthy. This is you know, this is definitely homeless to healthy. Definitely going to be a new series, especially if you guys show me love. If I don't get no love, then maybe I'll just do this myself. But this could be an opportunity for you guys to get to know me on a different side. The different side being like, I could talk about whatever the hell's in my mind. That's you know, like, it's more than just, hey, this is how you work out, and this is how you do a curl, this is how you do a deadlift. You know, if you're homeless, you could do a bunch of push-ups, and push-ups don't cost free. That's true. You can do push-ups, but I want it to be where we're working out and we're just, you know, chopping it up, man. But the Deliverance, let me tell you about that movie. Of course, no spoils. I'm not going to ruin the movie for anybody. I believe it's free on Netflix. It reminds me of kind of like, it is supposed to be a horror movie, like a scary movie or whatever. I normally don't like things with demons or anything that has anything to do with exorcism. I don't think it was too bad at the end. I watched the whole thing. I don't like the very first Exorcist movie. I like horror movies, but I just don't like the Exorcist movie at all. I won't watch it. I've seen it a couple times, and I don't like it. And, that's the only movie that I won't watch like that. You know, unless there's stuff going on with demons and exorcism, and like when they bring religion too much in it. Those movies do bother me. But that movie, the Deliverance, reminds me of kind of like Boys in the Hood for like 80-90% of the movie. You know, just family stuff going on, people trying to overcome stuff, you know. And then at the end, that's when the demons and the possession and house being haunted all comes up. You know what I mean? This is so funny. While I'm walking these laps in this parking lot of a park, while I'm doing this, there was a truck, and they heard me laughing and talking and holding the camera out the way that I'm doing right now, and they decided to move away. I'm not going to record anybody but me, man. fact, if you want to jump on the camera and be a part of this conversation, just let me know. But I don't think you can. I don't think you know much about Beetlejuice. All right. Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Some of the stuff that I was trying to convey on yesterday's video was needs, necessities, and wants. You break down everything to the most simplest form. You have to have air, right? You got to breathe. You got to drink water. You get dehydrated, you know. You got to have food. I don't like the comment saying, you know, don't look like you're missing meals to me. You probably don't look like you're missing meals either, bro. I only want to get in shape for myself so I can be a healthier person and live longer, you know. The longer I live, the better chance and opportunities that I have to be successful in my own mind, you know. Everything I base myself, you know, everything I base stuff on is myself. I'm not trying to get skinnier because a woman wants me to. I'm not trying to get skinnier so I can get women. Trust me, if I was skinny, I still couldn't get a woman, all right? They don't, well, at least not an American one. Oh, that's what I can talk about. I saw this video on YouTube. This guy does Grand Theft Auto 5 role playing, but he does it as a troll, right? So I came across this guy, and I was watching for a bit. He was on an American server, and him just trying to have a regular conversation where he was going to troll a woman, you know, just mess around, you know. They acted so uptight. Had to like, you know, talking to them was, you know, near to impossible. Right? Just being stuck up and snobs and not trying to be fun. Hopefully that the sun's not bothering you guys. Hopefully you guys can see me a little bit. At least you guys should be able to hear me. So he does all that stuff right on the American server. He goes to an England server, UK, in fact. He's talking to English women, and anything that he says, they're down to ride with, right? So like, you can't troll a woman, like, you know, like they were great having, you know, conversations. They didn't care he was a streamer. They weren't being stuck up. They wanted to like troll around with him, and it was just night and day, man. So I guess I should talk about why I want to get skinnier. Like I said, I want to get healthier. I got a DOT physical I got to pass. I think it's towards the end of January of next year. Right now, I think I'm too fat for it. I weigh too much. My weight goes to my neck, bro. Like my neck and my face and my stomach. And the good news on that is, like when I lose weight, it's pretty noticeable. The bad news is that photographs and videos and stuff like that, my stomach really does look like it sticks out quite a bit. I think I'm gonna show myself like a tank top on later, and I have a feeling that there's quite a few people on YouTube that you know, rock with me. Then you know, they rock with me and they're subscribed. So it's not like anything bad. I just have a feeling that they think I look more overweight than what I really am. Some people say I look old as hell too. Just the other day, people were like, dude, what do you mean aliens in his 40s? You don't see the gray in my goatee and my mustache? I refused to naturally go bald, so I started shaving my head. The top of my head, man, was so thin, dude. I was out on a dinner. This is a couple years ago. Dinner with some friends, and I asked one of my friends, and she's real blunt. I'm like, man, I really feel like I can see through my bangs, man. Is it me or is it bald? And she's like, dude, Alien, you're looking way thin. I was like, I'm better off shaving it, huh? She's like, probably. And I kept that in mind. I don't care about that. Who do I got to impress? But yeah. Oh, man, I drink too much water, dude. Oh, that's wonderful. That looks like a spider web floating right here. I don't even want to walk in that shit. The hell? Oh yeah, I did. I just did. Something touched my hand. Something touched my hand and tried to kiss my finger. What the hell was that? Is that demons? What kind of magic is going on around here where you walk into a spider web and the spider tries to kiss you right on the finger and asks you to marry you? Yep. Women not interested in me. Only single spiders named Black Widows want a piece of alien, and that's cool with me. Yesterday's video, that's what I wanted to get back to. Yesterday's video with talking about necessities. I think I wanted to do a better job of illustrating that, of course, you need air, you need water, you need food, you need a bathroom if you're a woman, 100%. If you're a man, you can do it outside, but you also need privacy to be able to you know, do that. You know what I mean? At the very least, a bathroom for number twos. Bathroom for ones, for guys, if you find a secluded place, then sure, why not, right? Go somewhere and use a bottle, especially if you live in a car, you're not a semi. If you've been in a semi before, you've had to pee in a bottle. So this is me in my tank top now. I'm sure as these videos go on, you'll see the weight being lost. Not probably the best angle, but I'm working with what I have. So sticks out. I do have a stomach full of water still. Arms are not pumped at all. I'm not even trying to flex or anything like that. I did measure my arms. I wrote those down so I could track that personally. That's not something I want to throw on here unless this video gets love. We'll show it and stuff like that. But my arms really have lost a lot of weight. Well, not a lot of weight. I've lost a lot of muscle in my arms, unfortunately. It's not like I ever had really big biceps or anything like that. But I had 16s. I had 16 biceps, and I'm not sure if I had that when I was pumped or not. But they're definitely not 16s now. But good thing about muscle memory, if I continue with it and I could continue working and stuff, between like 3 to 4 weeks from now, hopefully that with the right nutrition and my dieting and doing cardio, I'll get the muscle memory where they come back. Sure hope so, at least. But show you side view, show you the back. So you can see the actual front, like, it's not like I got fat legs or anything like that. All the weight always goes straight to my stomach, my face, and my actual like neck. And I don't think the videos, like I'm gonna show you guys up close. When I'm sitting like this, somebody was sitting, like if you were sitting across from me, you wouldn't be like, Alien, you got a really fat neck. I know that I do, but in this, maybe it's just the angle or whatever. However, when I'm holding the camera or I'm in my car, you know, it's close or it's tilted up. But when me and you are like eye level, I mean, you can see it a little bit, but it doesn't look as big. Same thing about, like, my arms aren't fat, dude. No pump. You can still see a little bit of striation of a tricep. Not so much on this one. Some things I'm more right hand dominant than I am on my left. I've always had kind of small wrist, forearms, just kind of regular, like no pump. I haven't lifted weights in a long ass time, but we're gonna get into lifting weights right now. I'm gonna show you how. So whether you think that you can't do this at home, most people are like, you know, if you're in a hotel or you're homeless, push-ups, blah blah blah. And yeah, push-ups are free and they're good, and I'm probably gonna do some as well. But I'm gonna show you something. Like somebody's like, you know, if you can get 20 or 40 pound dumbbells, then you're pretty set. Let me show you what I got as dumbbells. And you can get the same thing whether you have money or not. I'm homeless and I'm poor. I'm in poverty, which I'll show you this, all right? Gallon of water, right? These things are 99 cents, maybe $1.25 at Walmart or whatever, right? Each one of these is 7.5 pounds according to Google. So I'm just starting off, 1, 2, 3. And you might say to yourself, it's probably not a good idea to hold 2 in the same hand or 3 or whatever. I'm gonna set it up real quick and show you what you guys can do as well. All right, so I showed you the water. Right, when you buy water, you got to buy these bags. Just to let you know, I am homeless. I am in a hotel right now. I'm sure you guys already figured this out. If you're new here, I'll just give you a quick spill. I'm in a hotel now. I was living in my car. I got over 300 videos. Check it out. If anybody wants to bless me on Cash App, it's the same name as my YouTube, AlienAscend. Yesterday, my friend Angel came over, her and her daughter. We went to Burger King, and then she took me to Walmart. I was able to buy some stuff, so in preparation, I actually bought this last night. So last night I went ahead and did that. What I got at Burger King was probably not very unhealthy, but I did eat it. I was starving for a hamburger. I bought some other stuff as well, food-wise. I may show that at the end or do a little bit talk afterwards, but let me show you what I got going on right now. Get some stupid Walmart bags. Got 2 of the water gallons, and it might weigh a little bit more than 7.5 gallons. I'm just going off of what I think. I know it's at least 7.5 gallons each. There's 2 of them in there right now. You know, so 15 pounds just to warm up. That's cool. You know, this actually would probably help with the stabilizer monies. Well, stabilizer muscles, not monies. One of the key things, I'm going to give a little bit of advice. You want constant tension, but right now just want to warm up. If you haven't worked out for a long time like I haven't, you don't want to go too hard. Like, you know, what's the point of doing this today if your arms feel like spaghetti for 3 or 4 days? You know what I mean? Just want to warm up. Don't stop the video. I got a lot of stuff going on, so rock with me. Not really counting them, just going by feel. All right. All I want to do is warm up the muscles. So I may speed this up. So these are front side lateral raises. You can also do side laterals if you just turn your arm sideways. There is going to be me talking. I'm going to have like at the end of this video, I'll be talking about nutrition, talking about other stuff, so I ask that you stick around. But this is my first time ever lifting weights with water. I mean, I know that people do that in prison where they fill up garbage bags and stuff like that, and they use that. A very long time ago, I actually used to lift weights, well, not like a long time ago I lifted weights, of course I did, but I used to bench press dry concrete bags, and I think there were like a couple of them that were like 80 pounds each, or a couple of 50-pounders. I would wrap them up in a garbage bag and throw duct tape on that, and that was a long time ago. But when I lived in my apartment before I became homeless, for probably about like a year and a half to almost 2 years straight, I was lifting 4 or 5 times a week. There's been times where I lifted 7 days a week. I was around 210, 215, and my strength was a lot more. I'm just kind of figuring out what's going on. These are tricep extensions. Tricep extensions. Just kind of learning it at that particular time, like me lifting like that was hurting my hand a little bit, but I was able to adjust it halfway decent. I mean, I'm still just warming up right here, you know, nothing too crazy, but just warming up my triceps and all the other, you know, connective muscles. But when I was in my apartment, I lifted weights very consecutively. I had lots of weight. I didn't have to lift water, so this is me demonstrating how I was holding it. Yeah, holding it like that. That was a better fit for my other hand now that I know what I'm doing. But yeah, front side lateral. Front side raises, and then if you front side laterals. And if you turn your arm sideways, it's sideways laterals, and these are tricep extensions. Just warming up. I decided to do an overlay voice on it, so you know maybe it's more interesting, and I could actually have the air conditioning running while I do this. I don't know what this maneuver is. It's just something that always feels good. I can feel it in my pecs, I can feel it in my chest a little bit, and I can definitely feel it in different parts of my my shoulder. You know, I'm not the most, you know, I do bro science. I listen to Greg Doucette. I'm trying to be sponsored by him. I've sent him emails. I've done videos and tagged him in there to, you know, hopefully, you know, because I believe in him. I believe in his advice. I definitely believe in his what he sells as far as products. You know, there's a lot that I want to try out. Maybe one day he'll do it, especially if he starts seeing me doing videos like this. If anybody wants to actually sponsor me and be like, you know, for every pound you lose Alien, we'll give you $1, we'll give you $2, $5, probably, you know, anything is always, you know, nice. If this doesn't get a lot of love, but, you know, certain people do enjoy it, maybe I'll throw it on the memberships. And maybe people will be more inclined to do that memberships, or if it does get a lot of love and you guys want me to keep it free, I guess this is kind of a trial thing. It's something I'm interested in doing. This is something that I can also do every single day, and I can come up with a formula. I like chopping it up with you guys and everything else. And I'm gonna do some push-ups right now, actually. Kind of looks like my legs are not on the ground. I mean, like, you know, like looks like my, yeah, it didn't really look like like it looked like my knees were on the ground. I was doing those push-ups. I have no reason to lie or hide, and it'd be kind of embarrassing if you know, if that's all I could do. I would tell you guys. I wouldn't be embarrassed by it. I would just be honest. But if you look closely, my feet were against the wall, and it was just the way the angle was. It also didn't look like I was going that deep, and that's definitely something I need to work on. And one of the problems is that floor was killing me, man. It was hurting my. I don't think it's such a good idea to do push-ups barefooted. I also don't think it's so good to do it on hardwood floor without putting some kind of mat. It was hurting my hands and my wrist and my feet and my knees is what they were hurting. And it wasn't like crazy hurt, like I was going to hurt myself bad. It just didn't feel very comfortable. I'm not very happy with the amount of push-ups I did, but I need to put it. I need to set that up in a way where I feel more comfortable, like it's a natural push-up position. And I think that I could build up the strength that I once had, do more push-ups. I know that in my peak, like not even like peak, I remember reading a long time ago that if you could do 40 consecutive push-ups, you know, you were halfway decent. And I remember I could at least do that. You know what I mean? Right now, can I do 40? It doesn't feel like it, especially not in the setup. But that's something I'm gonna work on. This is gonna be definitely a work in progress. I'm gonna talk about nutrition right now. You don't have to do anything to, like, you don't have to lift weights, you don't have to lift water, you don't have to do push-ups, you don't have to go on walks to lose weight. It's calories in and calories out. If you give yourself less calories than you burn, then you're in a thing called a calorie deficit. If you're in a calorie deficit, you lose weight. I believe that the best way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit, and on top of which to eat a high protein diet so that your body doesn't start eating its muscles for the protein. That's what happened to me living homeless. I've always had a problem eating a lot of protein. You're supposed to have between a half a gram to 1 gram of protein for lean body mass you have. And some people even say that's not even a lean body mass, it's just how much you weigh. So if you weigh 200 pounds, to eat 200 grams of protein is quite a bit. It's expensive. If you eat a top ramen and you throw a packet of tuna in there and you're filled up, you know, you might have got maybe 20 grams of protein and you got it for cheap. But if you only eat that, you know, two or three of those meals a day, you might only get 60 grams of protein. You know, that's not good in trying to build muscles, you know, or staying healthy. You know what I mean? You got to have more. At least I feel that way, and I've been like that my whole life. I'm sure I could have been a lot bigger, a lot more healthier, had my diet would have been on point. That's why people say a lot of stuff actually gets made in the kitchen. So this is some advice and stuff like that, and I need to follow this advice as well. I need to eat more protein. I think that if this is going to be a new series and people are rocking with me, I'll even include the meals and the calories that I'm eating every day. I'm also going to find out a formula of, like, that's not all just the workout I did, just to let you know. I'm still going to do some more. Like, if I can only do 5 push-ups right now, I'm going to wait 3 or 4 minutes and then do another 5. And I started thinking, what if this video gets too long, or people in the video too soon, because I was doing, I don't think I watch a lot of people who lift weights, like Sam Sulek and Greg Doucette, and he's had guests on there. And when he was doing all that stuff, I remember, when I watch that stuff, they're not going to show, 6 sets of, let's say, for example, curls. They're not going to show 6 sets of push-ups. They normally do 1 or 2 sets, and then they talk a little bit, and to keep it more interesting and not keeping the video too long. You know what I mean? I know that when I was lifting weights in my apartment, I was doing about 8 sets per exercise. So I would do about two warm-up sets, and then I would go ahead and I didn't count those. I would count and I would train to failure. So, like, I didn't just start off training to failure. Training to failure is very important as well. I would go ahead and do it until I felt like things were tight and stuff like that in the beginning. But then I had learned from Greg Doucette and from Sam Sulek, and when Sam Sulek wasn't even around back then, like other people like Rich Piana. I've been watching exercise fitness people for quite some time. You know what I mean? And if they're really big and they sound very educated, I would use their stuff and see if it worked for me. Everybody's different. But there's a lot of stuff that we have similar in common. You know what I mean? So it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna do some more sets and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna add it into this video. I've just asked that if if you think I should add a diet stuff, if you like the overlays better. What I really enjoyed about actually today's video is walking and just talking about you know, the Beetlejuice movie and the Deliverance and things that just pop in my head randomly, and just talking. That felt really cool, felt really natural. Maybe this will be just a cardio thing. I kind of want you guys' feedback, man. It's really important, you know what I mean? You know, I see a lot of potential in this, and I had a lot of fun making this video. I feel as though that you guys can see a different side of my personality, especially in the beginning, me laughing and saying some stupid jokes about a spider kissing my finger. To me, that's pretty funny. When I was, you know, when I edited that part, and I was like, okay, you know, like when I rewatched it when I was done recording that, when I went ahead and did that, I was like, that's pretty damn funny, man. You know, showing my sense of humor, showing you know, interest that I have, you know, me being homeless and living in poverty and just the vlogs of life, right? I don't ever want that stuff, like the homelessness, to ever be my identity. Alien is my identity. Just like when I was a truck driver, people would grow out these big old nasty looking beards and smell like crap, and every word out of their mouth was a derogatory curse word, and they you know, like a lot of them, that was their old school super trucker you know, identity. Like, even when they weren't working as a truck driver, that's all they talked about, and that's all that they were. Like, you know, you couldn't have a conversation with them about like, hey, you know, did you read this in the news? Did you know, are you up on current you know, current events, current stuff? You know, what do you think about that movie? What do you think about that music? You know, who really won? Was it Drake or Kendrick? I mean, I understand that those things, you know, are, you know, kind of a way to keep us from talking about really big stuff. But, and what I mean by that is like, those things are like white noise, but they're entertainment. I try to learn from that stuff. And then of course, it does feel nice to laugh. It really you know, it feels nice to laugh, and it also feels really nice to make somebody laugh. It also shows, you know, your personality and your identity, and those are all things that I rock with. You know, just because a lot of my content has been all homeless and stuff, you know, I still want to show who I am, you know, and I try to do the best that I can with the subject matters. But, you know, it's really hard to show your sense of humor when you're talking about something or going through something. And when you're going through it, it feels like crap, or you're trying to figure something out. You're always trying to, you know, it's one like 2 steps back and 1 step forward. And this is what was nice about this video, is that I didn't have to worry about all that stuff. Just be myself, and I'm myself in that, but like I'm in a good mood. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I have goals. I have, you know, like, I don't know. I have those all the time anyways, but it felt nice to chop it up and be on video, and hopefully everybody hits a like button. If anybody does want to sponsor, you know, like, hey man, Alien, see if you can lose 4 pounds in 1 week, and I got you with some Cash App money. You know, that would be incentive, but you don't have to do that stuff. I'm cool with it if you guys just enjoy this, you know what I mean? But let me know the formulas of like, would you guys want me to do every single set on here? Would you would you guys like me to do voiceovers on some of the sets? This isn't the only sets I'm going to do. I'm going to learn a lot more with water as well, and get better at push-ups, and do different ones like diamond push-ups to get, you know, your arms real close. It'll hit the triceps a lot more. Really spread out arms will hit my my traps and my shoulders a lot more. You know, I can figure out a whole lot of stuff. I'll definitely need more than two of those gallons of water, because I'm gonna look up exactly what they weigh. I know that I think that's 7.8. I'm gonna call it 7.5 though. 7.5 pounds. So 2 of those is 15 pounds. More than enough for me to work out with, right? 3 of those is now 21 pounds. Okay. For getting back into the groove of stuff, that's cool, right? Add another one, now we're at 28 pounds. Okay, now we're getting somewhere where I used to work out, you know what I mean? You know, I would curl like 30 pounds, 35 pounds, and stuff like that. And sometimes I would try to have 2 hard sets where I just get, you know, 4 or 5 reps. And then like the other 5 or 6 sets I would do, because I would do 8 sets. The other 5 or 6 ones, I would lower the weight. And what I loved to do when I was curling was what I call drop sets. So I had an easy curl bar. I had dumbbells too, but I had an easy curl bar, and I would drop some of the weight. So let's say, for example, and I would go to failure. So let's say, for example, I was curling 25 pounds on each side, and the bar weighs 5 pounds or 10 pounds. I don't remember what it was. Let's just, for the sake of argument, I'm lifting 40 pounds on each arm in total. So I'm curling 80 pounds, but it's 40 pounds each arm. and I start off with that, and let's say I get 3 or 4 of those. Get 3 or 4 of those. Now I'm dropping a plate on each side, and then I'm putting the little screw things back on there when I go ahead and do that. And let's say I start crawling that one. Let's say, for example, I get 6 or 7 or 8 on that, right? Then I go ahead and I just can't lift it anymore. It just without cheating and without swinging too much, do that and then continue doing that. And I'll figure out ways to do that with this water. Maybe I'll find a different kind of item to lift. I'm thinking in my head that not everybody wants to spend, you know, $50 on you know, a couple dumbbells. You know what I mean? Use the stuff around your house. If you don't, you know, if you don't have water bottles, I mean, let's say for example you didn't have any money at all or very little, you know, you could get the gallon stuff. If you did have, if you didn't have money at all, start looking for empty milk jugs. You know, the people that you know, a lot of people get big in prison for calisthenics, doing push-ups, dips, and all that stuff. That's another thing too. Like, I'm gonna start doing dips. I'm gonna continue working out. You know, I'm gonna do some more sets. I'm just gonna pace myself a little bit and try to get into it at an easy angle and add more. You know what I mean? Every day is trying to progress and do a little bit more and a little bit more and stuff like that. But you can do that on a chair, man. You can do it on a chair, and I'll show all that kind of stuff if you guys are into it. But I'm not gonna give the video too long. Just want to thank everybody for rocking with me.